Breathing. Sit in a simple cross-legged position on the floor. If you don't feel comfortable in this position, place a folded blanket under your buttocks. The vital thing is to have a comfortable erect spine, with head, shoulders and hips in a straight line. Don't let your head come forward. If the back is hunched, this compresses the rib cage and impedes proper breathing, so focus on extension of the spine. Place your right hand on the rib cage and your left hand on your abdomen. Inhale slowly through the nose, feeling the breath fill the abdomen, bringing it slowly into the rib cage, then the upper chest. Retain the air here for a few seconds. Exhaling softly, feeling the breath leave the abdomen first, then the ribs, and lastly the upper chest. Observe the space at the end of the exhale. Inhale through the nose to your lower abdomen, then to the middle ribs, lastly into the upper chest. Exhaling through the nose, feel the breath fall out of the abdomen first, following it up the body to the upper chest. Now move your hands so that your forearms come to a comfortable position, resting on your knees, and continue the breathing. Inhale a vitalizing breath to the ribs and upper chest. Exhale from the abdomen, ribs, then upper chest. Observe the space. Inhale to the abdomen, ribs, and upper chest, holding for a few seconds while the oxygen sends energy to all parts of the body. Exhale from the abdomen, ribs, then upper chest. Observe the space. Inhale. Exhale. Now continue with a flowing, controlled breath in your own time. Control of the breath is an essential element in the art of yoga. When bringing the air into the abdomen, do not puff the stomach out, but pull the air into it while extending the inside wall. The simple act of learning to control the breath has a number of beneficial effects on your well-being, ranging from increasing your energy to improved relaxation into sleep. It purifies the body by flushing away the gaseous byproducts of metabolism, and will also help you to remain calm in the face of challenges that we encounter in our everyday lives. By harnessing the power of the breath, the mind can be stilled and can be prepared for your yoga practice. Now come slowly to a kneeling position. Come into a position on your hands and your knees, with your knees together and your feet slightly wider than hip width apart. Your big and little toes pressing firmly into the floor. Push back with your hands and sit between your buttocks on the floor. Make sure you roll your calf muscles outwards so you're not sitting on them. If you're unable to sit comfortably or feel any pain in the knees, place a folded blanket under your buttocks. Eventually you'll be able to sit on the floor between your feet. Proceed slowly with patience and persistence. Make sure the inner calves are touching the outer thighs and your ankles are outside your buttocks, arms resting at the sides. Inhale as you slowly raise your arms to shoulder height, shoulders down. Exhale, lengthen out through the fingertips and turn your palms to the roof. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, interlock the fingers. Slowly exhaling, turn the palms towards the ceiling and with a powerful push lift up from the belly into your chest. Inhale and stretch upwards through the arms in the direction they are pointing. Exhale, bring your hands interlocking behind your back with straight arms, squeezing the shoulder blades together and opening the chest. Inhale, hands back to the side. Exhale, relax. On your next inhalation, raise your arms to shoulder height, shoulders down. Exhale, lengthen it out through the fingertips and turn your palms to the roof. Inhale, stretch your arms overhead, interlace the fingers with the opposite thumb on top this time. Exhale, turn the palms up and feel the powerful push lifting out from the belly into your chest and shoulders. Inhale as you lengthen and stretch upwards throughout the arms in the direction they are pointing. Exhale, bring your hands interlocking behind your back with straight arms. Inhale, hands back to the side. We will now repeat one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the focus on the breath, synchronizing each movement with the breath. Inhale. Exhale. If your arms are slightly forward, stretch in that direction. Inhale. Exhale, being careful not to roll the shoulders forward. Inhale, arms back to the sides. Exhale, relax. Child's pose. Bring your big toes together and your knees wide apart. Inhale as you lift the spine and extend your stomach. Exhale, bend forward from the hips as you walk your hands out as far in front of you as possible, extending from the hips to the fingertips. Place your forehead on the ground and buttocks back to the heels. Work your pubis to the floor and stretch the inner thigh muscles. Focus on the breath, breathing into the abdomen as you extend it forward into the breastbone, creating length through the upper body. Exhale from deep in the abdomen, relaxing in the spine, and continue the slow, controlled breathing. This pose will get easier every time you work with it as it rejuvenates and quietens the mind. Continue with your slow, smooth breathing as you stretch the inner thigh muscles. Come into child's pose if you feel you need a rest at any stage during this practice. Then resume when you feel rejuvenated. Dog pose. Holding your hand position, come up onto your hands and knees with your knees hip width apart and the hands shoulder width apart. Your fingers wide, pressing firmly into the floor. Inhale, arch your spine and look up as you turn your toes under. As you exhale, straighten your legs and pause here for a moment. Now push the floor away from your hands, positioning your body like an inverted V, achieving a straight line from your hands to your shoulders to the hips. Straight arms and straight legs. As you inhale, pressing downward into your hands and lift outward out of the shoulders. Lift your head and torso back through the line of your body. Lock the kneecaps and pull the thigh muscles up with the back of the legs pulling up and over your buttocks. Feel the stretch through the back of the legs, your thumb and forefinger pressing into the floor so you can extend up the inner arm, squeezing the elbows inwards, keeping them locked. Breathing in and out of the nose, controlled inhalation and slow exhalation. Shoulder blades and kidneys coming into the back as we open up the chest on the front of the body, while the outside of the shoulders roll around towards the chest. Head soft and neck soft. Keep the heels pushing towards the floor. If your heels don't touch the floor, don't worry, this will come with time. Keep them focused on the whole pose. If you let one area go, it will take away the ease of the pose. Breathe and stretch. The dog pose is a recovery pose and will bring energy and lightness into the whole body with the head below the heart. Now slowly walk your feet towards your hands, coming into a standing position. Mountain pose. Stand with your feet hip width apart, so the outsides of the feet are almost parallel edged. Press and spread the toes into the floor. Feel the weight of your body distributed evenly throughout your feet, from the toes to the heels. Keep pressing firmly into the floor. Lift the kneecaps up by contracting the front thigh muscles, but not locking the backs of the knees. Pull up with the backs of the thighs and activate the hips and buttocks to level the pelvis. Your hips should be directly over your knees and your knees over your ankles. This gives you a stable foundation, and by positioning the pelvis properly, keeps the spine healthy. Now extend the spine by slowly inhaling, lifting up through the legs as you lift the rib cage, opening the chest and dropping the shoulders down, extending the neck, keeping the jaw and eyes soft. Bring the shoulder blades into the back to support the rib cage. Breathe slowly and softly. Keep your head directly over your shoulders and look at eye level at a point in front of you. When standing in mountain pose, the mind is quiet and the body strong and still, like a mountain. This is a pose you can practice in your daily life. Practicing to stand correctly will have a profound influence on your physical and mental well-being. Shoulder shrug rotation. Continue standing in mountain pose. Inhale as you lift your shoulders to your earlobes, keeping the head still and soft. As you exhale, rotate the shoulders around by pushing up out of the chest, rotating them in a full circle. Now inhale, lifting up, keeping the neck and head soft. Exhale, rolling the shoulders back and squeezing the shoulder blades together. Repeat one more time as you feel this area releasing. Prayer pose. Center yourself in mountain pose and take a few deep breaths here. Breathing down into the abdomen, continue the breathing that you are now familiar with. This next movement will teach you how to push from under the shoulders and out of the lats, the major muscle group of the back, a key movement in a lot of yoga poses.